It's the first time I actually got that one to run. Look at this little devil go. Yeah, I got the signal generator all ready to do this one if I want. Give it some more torque or something. But right now we only got 9.3 volts going through the SG, but we got a whole amp, 1.2 amps going through. Our lights lit up. You can kind of see it in the corner there. Let me try and this is a 100 watt, 100 to 177 AC voltage, 50 to 60 hertz LED. Yeah. You can see our light here is flashing on and off a little bit. These lights are flashing too. I wonder why. The coils are different. That's one reason. Those are all single file coils except for the one there that has its 26 gauge trigger strand in it. So I want to get it to like one amp. It's going to be right around 9 volts. The cool thing about this is that the shaft is as fixed to the rotor, so the shaft is spinning too. And I'm noticing that it's performing a lot better than the ones that aren't. Hello, hi. My day's been really busy and eventful. How about yours? It's Kylo, right? Hello. Bloodsport. Haha. 2010. So my plan is, this is a turbine generator. And it spins, the shaft spins in the middle and generates electricity. Well, bam! Plant that right on the top of this thing. It'll actually make it work better when I put the other toroid underneath it. It'll raise it up to about right here. Put this on, it'll lower it right to the center. And then wham! This thing will generate up to 175 volts of DC electricity, I think. Might only be 75, but I know I can get it up there. And would that be free energy? I don't know. I don't believe in free energy, but I think that's as close to free as you can get, really. Just a side effect of it spinning. Natural generation, put a turbine on top, and but really all it's going to do is run, it's going to generate the electricity and it's going to run something else, just like anything else would. Putting coils around to generate electricity to power something, using SG to power something, using a turbine to power something else. You know, it's all awesome. And I'm glad this is still spinning. This is awesome. The light's on. That's cool. It's only 9 volts in. Just put it up to 10 volts. This thing is trying to lift off. I swear to God, it's bouncing up and down. I think it's because of the cores, but it's definitely doing one of these. Einstein. Is that a hair joke? Let me think here. This is What is this about? This is about generating electricity using a brushless motor. It's about throwing 10 volts in, 1.1 amps in, and seeing how much we can do with it. You know what I mean? So we're running this with it off the bat. Then it flows through its SG circuits, because each one of these has its own circuit. Okay, and then one of these SGs dumps into this coil, and the other SG dumps into this coil. And then those two coils join up in this coil, and they're linked to this coil, which has a trigger strand in it and is linked to this SG circuit. So we're just messing around, really. I don't believe in free. It's the wrong terminology, in my opinion. I believe in exponential gain. That's what I believe in. Even if the marginal cost is zero, right, or close to zero, it will never be zero. That's my point. But it's all good. I mean, you can definitely do some miraculous things. Good night. You want to bed? Okay. Love you, son. See you later, Tiggs. I do believe in everything that's going on. I just would call it something different. Honestly. And that way you'll reach so many more people. I mean, it's rubbing me the wrong way and I'm doing it. So, I mean, just let's get together. We'll change it up. We'll call it something else. I mean, it's worked for, generations in the recent past. They just changed the definition of something in the dictionary and voila, it means something else. So let's do that. Except we're gonna change what we call it. We're gonna change the name to mean a different description. We're just gonna change something so that everybody likes it instead of just a few people. That's what I want to do anyway. I don't know about you guys. Yeah, energy extenders. That's the SG. Energy extenders. Great. Perfect, Brian. That's good. No, unfortunately, I don't have a TV, a VCR, a CD player, or any of that crap, man. All this is homemade. And that you can have your own opinion about that. It doesn't bother me. And I don't take away. I don't have the microwave components. I don't have any of that stuff. Are you asking me to unplug the power? The one who doesn't believe in free energy? I'm not going to do that. But just to prove it, I'll turn it down. I'll turn it all the way off. The light goes out, and these two will eventually stop because the energy cost to run this is real. Whether it comes from a battery, a recharged battery, an endless loop battery system, you still have to put energy in to get energy out. I just don't understand what the argument is. I mean, even solid state units like a Rotor coil or something like that requires very low voltage to be applied. Um, let's just talk about asteroids in space that may have magnetic capabilities. They have to pass another asteroid with magnetic capabilities for those capabilities to even register. You know what I mean? Sometimes it takes two to tango, kind of thing. Oh boy. But this when I was first, I believe it was about 8 months ago, I got introduced to SG and how to hook it up. It was Mike Does and Peter Hall Effect 2.0 were there when I hooked up my first SG. I don't think I hooked it up right the first time. And then about 2 months ago, I got into it. I believe Peter was there over Unity Research Channel, walked me through it, and it, all it took was those 2 times, and then it stuck with how to build it and virtually like what it does. I'm still struggling with the spikes because I still see spikes. Like in my light, it'll get really bright and then it'll just dim out a little bit and it'll get really bright because there's spikes going through this, and I'm thinking I might have a diode backwards or something. This one over here, it's called inertia. It's physics. Yeah, low friction. Uh, the magnets on the outside of that are really heavy, so this has got flywheel capability. Um, Man, I wish my moderators were here. Big Fish, you need to bail, dude. What the hell do you even mean a scam? I'm serious, man. I apologize to the rest of you. I gotta turn my back on you guys because we got some morons out there. So this is 6 volts in, 6.6 volts in, zero point 0.6 amps in, and yeah, man, I don't know what. Man, somebody just really just didn't understand what I was doing, what I'm doing here. I'm having fun. I am messing around with electromagnetism. I am not trying to save the frickin' world, Big Fish. You go ahead and you do that, all right? Do it somewhere else. No, a scam is when you try and take advantage of people. A scam is when you have a plan to make $1 trillion and all that $1 trillion is going to do is go to yourself. That's a freaking scam, loser. You know what I would do with that $1 trillion? I'd give it to everybody who gave it to you equally. That's what I would do with it. I'm just gonna jam until my phone dies, and then that'll be that. I'm doing it, man. There's no like alternative objective where I fly into outer space, fucking get gold out of an asteroid and come back. That's not what we're doing, man. It's been accomplished, dude. It's spinning. This is spinning. The light is on. The SG lights are on. They're on. Everything is working. This is a proven idea that everybody that I know knows how to do. And I really just don't appreciate fucking losers saying that I scam people when there's like no. I'm not scamming anybody. I don't even know how to scam people. Anyway, I'm clearly upset. I don't like morons. Okay? I really don't. Even if they're like geniuses, they can be freaking idiots. And, if my brother was here, he'd be all up in my face about, you need to chill out. You need to chill out. You need to relax. I love my brother. I do need to relax. No, I'm definitely not saying that it's not plugged in. It's plugged in right now. When he told me to ask me to unplug it, I unplugged it just to show him that it would stop. Everybody that it would stop. Of course, it's going to stop if I unplug it. Hold on, I just got to get all the people that are not focused off, and so they don't come back. I don't know how to do this though, so I'm not even going to worry about it actually. All right, let's put this back in here. All right. Just that my moderators must be busy tonight doing something. That's all right. This was a spur of the moment live stream because I was excited, man. I got this new rotor, and the shaft spins with the rotor. Whew, yeah, I touched it. Gotta put some graphite powder on that. Alright, so, and there's one other thing that I did really want to show. I'll grab it real fast. Yeah, I did cuss. I cussed once. I guess that means that I'm just doing this for fun, right? Anyway, this right here are gyroscopic magnet holders, okay? And what I'm thinking about doing is either having the rotor spin and trying to gyro the magnets as it's spinning, or have it stationary on this shaft over here, and have each one of these 16 gauge coils pound on these gyros. See if we can't get them to spin like all four of them with the stationary rotor. That would be sweet. Yeah, this Dolarath, he put his name on the inside there, designed this. This is pretty sweet. All those holes on the top there will fit magnets in them like this. That was awesome, man. A very elaborate design, and I was impressed. And I hope we can get that to function the way we want it to. So yeah, this alone right here is just a motor. Okay, it's just a motor. That's all it does is spin. There's nothing hooked up to it. There's no multimeter or voltage meter. This right here isn't hooked up to anything. Okay, just a motor. This over here is just a motor running off SG, just a light running off SG. And all this stuff is literally running off of like 6 or 7 volts. Do 6.5. And I had to use the really strong magnets on here because I'm using 26 gauge strand as a trigger or a timer, whatever you want to call it. 9 volts in. And I'm wondering what that is. That light is really bright now though. Yeah, I don't know about this one. I never really knew about, running the second motor. And sometimes it bogs out, sometimes it doesn't work as well. I like a really strong, that doesn't have to be connected to anything else to work or work better. But, this is what this does. If this gets going really good, this will go twice as good. And it might be the way I have it hooked up with, one going into this coil, and then one going into this coil, and then having them both dump into this coil, and then finally into this coil. Maybe doing all that is, maybe it's SG into SG. I don't know, but I like it. That's so cool. Man, I could say that 150 times, man. That is so neat. Okay, now, man, what was I going on here? Is there anything else that I really wanted to do? I mean, yeah, I wanted to hook up all these coils and stuff. Maybe not the ones with the cores in them. I don't want to deal with that right now. I just don't want to deal with it. That's actually a lot more complicated and requires a little bit more work than people care to admit. See, with no core, you're just right up to it like this, man, without a problem. Okay? With the core, you might not even get close enough to get the same voltage that you're going to get with the air and have it work the same. I mean, you got to get a really low. You don't want to use you want to use ferrite. You want to use ferrite. You want to use something with a low. I don't know what it is, but I know what I'm talking about. You don't want it to get sucked in every time a magnet passes. You don't want that. But you do want the benefit of the core. You want that, right? I mean, yeah. But you don't want it to stick. You don't want it to get unbalanced. You don't want any of that crap. $30 volts. $40. $42. And then turn it up like this, it's 57, 58, 60. Alright, 54. And I can take my hand off that. 53, 52. Alright, so what I had going on before is I had this shaft and this rotor hooked up to a DC motor that you just turn on, and it goes about 300 or 3,500 RPMs when you turn it all the way up. Okay, and I was generating quite a bit with that. Well over 100 volts. And the way this coil is shaped, it gets saturated a lot quicker than, say, I don't want to, yeah, I do. This one. Where the magnetic field doesn't reach the whole thing. And I believe the coil I was holding in my hand just now will generate more electricity. Thanks, Peter. Welcome, Peter. I'm sorry I haven't got a chance to look behind me in a while. Welcome, everybody. Thank you. Yeah, I don't have an alternate mic right now, so when I walk away from the front of the camera here, it's going to be harder to hear me. I hope you can bear with me though. I love how this is moving now. Look at how fast that's going. That is freaking cool. That's cool. That's the secondary motor, and it's moving like, not molasses, but something opposite of molasses. mm. So right around 60 volts, just off of that coil. Usually I have like 3 or 4 coils wrapped in series. All right, 65 volts. That did it, man. That's our cap right there, 65 volts. That's awesome. Wow, that light is getting really bright. Holy smoke. And now we've got 10.5 in, 1.4 amps. 65 volts though, that appears to be what we got going. Oh yeah, that's trying to lift off, dude. That's crazy. 74 volts. That's reaching like 2 amps. I'm gonna cool it off for a minute. That was like up to 2 amps. I don't think SG's designed to handle 2 amps. I don't think it is. Uh, I think it's typically designed to handle zero point 0.5 to 1 amp. It's a 12 volt system. You typically use it with batteries, and it's just a battery swap. Uh, and you try to make that last as long as possible. It's almost like a game, literally. And that's why I think it's so fun. Um, because that battery swapping stuff is a game. Okay, you're in a closed circuit that is not connected to anything, really, when you're swapping. And then, of course, you can plug it up to something, but that destroys your swapping. And you actually have to focus. It doesn't do it on its own at that point. But a lot of this stuff, like the gyroscopic stuff, does it on its own, man. I mean, it's naturally, when it hits, gonna go like this. The pulse motors where both the rotor and the stator are turning, it's automatically gonna do this every time. As long as you got a force, it's gonna do this. What I mean by a force is like an electromagnet. That's what I mean by a force. You need a pulse. You need something pushing it. Um, I'd love to see a permanent magnet one, but I just don't think it's real. I don't think it's real. And it wouldn't have the same effect that I'm talking about now. It would be more in sync or being pushed or coaxed by the stator or the rotor, other than being assisted like this. It'd be going like this with permanent magnets. So, and I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying. A lot of this stuff, the way it's supposed to happen, happens automatically. It just happens, and what is being noted is the discovery. Somebody saw it happen, so they wrote it down. Right? I mean, that's typically what's going on. A lot of this stuff, you don't have to make it happen. There's no need for will, really. You don't need to will anything to happen, it just happens. As long as you put it together the right way, the energy will follow the path of least resistance. And that's literally where I feel a lot of these systems are really awesome, very unique. They utilize that, what I was just talking about. Yeah, I lost it. Man, that was real important too. See how much I can give with my hand here. On one coil. 27. 27 volts. Oh boy, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Do we want to hook up another coil? And I think we're getting so many more amps being drawn right now is because these magnets are so powerful in this rotor. And it's all kind of hooked together through the SG. I mean, there are diodes, directional diodes, but I mean, if you think that's stopping everything, that's crazy. It doesn't stop at all. It just directs the current. I mean, yeah, you can protect your stuff with it. I think my breadboards were getting hot. And yeah, man, I would never come to you and say, yeah, I know it all. I know it all, and what I say is gospel, and I would never say that, and I'd never, like, I might occasionally be ignorant. Oh, yeah. Sure, everybody does that every once in a while. Even the smartest people in the world. It's usually with people. The smart people get nailed. Just saying right there, man. You can't just be smart. You got to be smart with people too, and that's where my problem lies. When somebody like tries to get my goat, I have problems sharing with that person. You know, you would have problems sharing with somebody who was trying to make your life more difficult than it already is, right? I mean, life is full of challenges, and that I don't want to get into religion and all that, but this is right up that alley. Um, about picking on people. And does bullying people really make them stronger if they can handle it on their own? Of course, but not everybody can handle it. Plain and simple. Not everybody is going to be able to pick themselves up off the ground after being picked on by everybody in their class. Not everybody's going to be able to do that. And they might not like that. They might not know how to handle it. Lots of stuff, man, that you need to think about before you go out and you open it. You know what I mean? Lots of things. Like all the consequences of what I've said tonight, I don't know if there's going to be any. I don't know. I can't fathom whether there's going to be consequences or not. I don't think I've done anything wrong. I don't think I've said anything wrong. I mean, I've even cursed, and I don't think I've done anything wrong at all. Honestly. But I might be wrong about that. 100%. I love this new rotor though. And the one that we got with the gyro magnet holders, man, that's gonna be sweet. Well, thank you all. I really appreciate you coming in. Why would I do that, man? I don't have any string. I don't have any twine. I don't have any fishing line. I got wire. That's what I got. Why would I? Maybe the big one. We can get something like a lawnmower cord going. And I mean, seriously, if you got a plan and you're poor to make a lot of money for yourself, you suck. See, I'm as broke can be, and I'm always thinking about how I can make everybody money, not just me. I'm always thinking about it. I haven't figured out a way to do it yet. I mean, I figured out a lot of ways you can change policy to make some of it happen. But of course, it's not in the best interests of everybody that want to have all the money to themselves. And those people are in power. I think the power is shifting now. If money is power, if money is power, the power is definitely shifting to a younger group of people. Let's hope they can do the right thing here. Because, even with all that money, you're still gonna pass on. You're gonna transcend, bro. It's gonna happen. Even if it takes 600 years, 900 years, man, it's gonna happen. Methuselah bit the big one. Okay, you know. Even if you find that key, that perfect diet, and everything, man, it's. What are we talking about here? Pulse motors, right? I got so much I want to talk about. So much I want to say. Um, let's just talk about electricity for a minute. Power and electric power and its cost. I haven't done any research on it, but I hear that in more populated areas, electricity is really expensive. Um, yeah, I don't want to talk about that. It just sounds so boring. Um, yeah, I just, I want to pay my bill. I want to have fun with it while the power's still running. And when they shut the power off, God help us all. That's what I say. Say enjoy it while it lasts. Because it isn't you that caused them to shut it off by using it. That's backwards. Okay? They're shutting it off because they're not making any money with it anymore. And they will. They'll shut it off. As soon as the profit margin drops to a certain level, it's gonna then it's gonna pass on to green energy and renewables and all that other stuff. So, you know, it's gonna happen, and money is gonna be the cause of it happening, funny enough. All these current ways of generating energy are going to become way too expensive in comparison, and they're going to shut it off. Unless, of course, you know, that's if the current paradigm stays the same. You know, that's if the same people have the power, they're going to make the same decisions over and over and over again. That's just the way it is. Like with my pulse motors, I have the power to design them, have them be how I want them to be. I have all the power here. If I say stop, that thing is going to stop. Okay? I like that. I like having that power, that control over all of it. It's kind of freaky how much I like it. But, you know, it kind of goes to your head a little bit about, like, you know, phenomenal cosmic power in your itty bitty living space. And this maglev right here is just a ring on the bottom, a toroid magnet on the bottom, and then the magnets are close enough together to lift the rotor. Rotor magnets are close enough together to maglev itself. And it's smooth enough, it was printed level enough that there's no vibration in it. Just as like if it, the vibration is because the hole that it's resting in is a little bit wider than the shaft itself. And I think if I pour some graphite powder down there, it'll be sweet. Yeah. For the most part, in mainstream employment, you are judged on your performance. But in like ma and pa and family organizations, it's, you know, it's grandfather in, it's old money type deal. It's, you know, those kind of values. And it isn't about performance. That's how you get some really weird people at the top. And I hope the last decade has kind of shown us that what a mistake that is to let those people get those positions. I mean, if you watched any of the news, like some just big industries have fallen apart due to scandal. Hollywood's huge, man, because a lot of the stuff that we do, um, Hollywood either replicates or exemplifies in their movies. Um, And I don't know, it's like a lot of the time Hollywood will get the tip before anybody else in civilization does. At least it used to be that way. And it's because of that, the old money thing, the grandfathered in thing, the my best friend is, you know, designed this thing. You know, my best friend did it. Usually all this stuff follows the money. And I can't say it enough, man. The lack of money is the root of all evil. And I mean that sincerely. You mainly hear that money is the root of all evil. That's bullshit. If you have, try having none. I mean, really having none. And then look at yourself in the mirror and say, what am I going to do to get my next meal? How am I going to take care of my kids? And get my next meal? And take a shower when I don't have a freaking home? You know, how am I going to do that? Don't tell me money is the root of all evil. It's lack of money. You got to play the game. You have to play the game. That's what this world is the freaking money game. At least it is right now. Money isn't cash. Okay, don't mistake money for cash. Cash is currency. Money is a tool. Okay, money can be clout that you have with people. That's money. Okay? Money is a tool. Money is a stock. Money is a dividend. Money is money. Money is cash. Money is friendship. Money is loyalty. Money is love. Money is all this stuff. If you understand what the word money actually means, it's everything here. So I don't want to hear anybody say I can't do without money. You know, or I mean, I can do without money. That I hate that, man. And it's like, come on, man. And I don't have any money, and I'm not the best spender in the world. Whenever I have money, I try and buy what I want. I do. I'm not perfect. And I've been really lucky in my life. But still, with all the luck, you know, I got my pile as well. I love this thing, man. It just kind of bounces there. It kind of bounces. See? It just pops out like that. And it's just hugging the pole. That's awesome. So simple. And then it's resting on two bearings. So the bearings are centering the pole more so than if they weren't there. And it's all being kept in the middle with a flange. So it's a good design. I can generate 65 off of this. I'm pretty sure this one can generate way more. Like way more. But this is the only one that's currently, there's two shaft areas. This is the only one that's currently able to do it like this. I might be able to set this one up like later on. I love watching things spin, man. I guess it's human nature. It's my nature. Yeah. if you can't imagine it, that's good. That's good. That means you've done stuff right. Um, I've actually been to the point where I was so freaking scared about what was going to happen next that I feel like it officially gave me like COPD or PTSD or something like that. I just didn't feel right spending money for a while. Um, After I got a job, even, like if you don't have money, it's usually because you've been unemployed for a while, and whatever was floating you has stopped floating you, and it will stop. Okay, all it takes is somebody to die, and I don't mean that in a really nasty way. Sudden tragic events won't just affect the people directly. It'll affect people 3 or 4 onion layers out from the actual occurrence. Some people will get rich, some people will get broken, some people will, lots of things will happen. Hi, you want to come in and say hi?
Why?
Oh. Minecraft, I think. I don't know. You gotta turn that down, bud. Yeah, there's lots of. See, but even in the Great Depression, man, there was always hope. Always hope. I mean, the great deal of people. The money in the mattress was hope. That's all they had. That was it. Money in the mattress was their hope, their bread and butter. Uh, and the stock market, I don't even know. I played the stock market a little bit, but yeah, I'm going to remain unopinionated in that regards. If you have the money to do it, it is kind of like a game. Again, a money game. It's a real game, though. I mean, where the stakes are high, and if you play it right, the payoff could be even higher. It's then of course the people on the other side of the stocks don't consider it a game at all. Man, their livelihood depends on you buying the stock, and not selling it. I mean, I guess after a certain point, it doesn't matter whether you sell it or not. And then the new cryptocurrencies, staking is a great idea. People stake your crypto. We're not seeing any major shifting yet. It's starting to happen, but stake it for 4 years, and then in 4 years, I'm not going to guarantee anything, but chances are, the way things are going now, that in 4 years they're going to be a lot better, a lot better. So, you can wait. The stock market's usually about waiting. It's always about waiting, pretty much. I mean, if you want to go really aggressive, I guess you could get rich quick overnight and stuff, but you could lose it all in a day too. And I'm not being negative. I'm just a voice of reality. I think it's real that risk is real. you know, for both sides, pros and cons. Oh man, sorry. I mean, I'm not apologizing for what I've been saying. It's just usually I do pulse motors, but today we got kind of off track. Uh, I don't think anything I said was too out there. A couple opinions. I gotta admit, I shared a couple opinions tonight. Not factual data, but I'm sure there's some people out there that agree with me, and then there's some people out there that say, "Hey, man, you don't have enough education even to be talking about it." And I'm like, "Okay, bright ice." Yeah. I'm sorry if you couldn't hear me. Uh, Thanks, Peter. Heck yeah. Peace, love, and harmony, man. That's what's going on here. With the money the way it is today, homie, 6 million ain't shit. 6 billion ain't shit. I mean, my little cousin has $6 billion. Okay, it's nothing. To give it away, to give somebody $6 million, you have to have the IRS in your freaking pocket. 10,000 is the max. I've tried to give somebody money before, and you're not allowed to do more than $10,000 legally. Because if it's an actual gift, you can write it off as a tax deduction. And you can do it every year. You can give somebody $10,000 every year, one person. And that's if you want to claim it as a deductible. You know, you don't have to tell people that you give other people money, but if it's a gift and you want to claim it as a gift, it can't be more than $10,000. Yeah, I love the way that this setup has been working. I've been able to shift rotors in and out of this coil setup. I've pretty much used every rotor I have, and it works. So this is legit bomb coil setup. 20 gauge and 30 gauge. So 10 gauge difference in the trigger strand and the drive. Really neat. It might be 22 now that I think about it. Oh, probably 20. I don't know actually. All I know is I've rolled some 22 gauge coils. This is a 20 gauge coil. Let's check it out real quick. Yeah, that's 20. All right. Sweet. So much power. I gotta check my battery life. Huh. Yeah. Huh. homemade pulse motor. It's just conceptual. Right here we got two 180 drive coils with a 4-magnet rotor. I'll turn it on real quick if you really want to know. So all it does right now is spin. This is a generator coil, and this will pick up. It'll pick up some of the magnetic flux. Could probably put a iron core in there, but then when you put the iron core on, you got to move it like out to here. If you just want it to sit. But if you glue it down, you can probably move it in a little bit more. But you still can't move it up. You can't move it up like it was. There's no way. Just even probably right there, it would suck in and be going like that every time a magnet passed. So you gotta have an air gap there. Let's see if I can't find that core real fast. Alright, we're there. $65, nice. So same as having it right up next to it. That's sweet. That is sweet. And I can even, saw that down to size. Yeah, I'll probably end up doing that. So that's just one coil. I got a lot of 32 gauge coils that I can hook up. And in series with this one, with iron cores, let's So I can't read amps off of this meter, but I have another meter that I can hook up to read amps. Alright, so I like 9 volts. 9.1, 1 amp in. We got, these are halogen bulbs, okay? They're not neon bulbs, so you gotta put in a little bit to get a little bit. And we all got a little bit on all of our circuits, so if the circuits are working, that's nice. I've had a lot of SGs that I've put together where they don't work, or one works and the other doesn't, or so on and so forth. But this works. This is all working. I'm pretty sure that if I got more coils involved here, that light would blink a little bit less. Wow, what a night. A great night tonight. And thank you all. I really appreciate you coming in. So you're gonna have a busy night tonight, Peter. Awesome, guys. Sweet. Lots of love in the room tonight. $75 volts. Now I wish there was a way, there is a way, I can move it up the shaft, but it's really hard to move this thing up the shaft to get it a little bit more centered without adding another toroid or something. Actually, no, that won't work. Done. That won't work because it'll just, yeah, the separation is from the magnetism. Here is another coil, just like this one. This is 11,500 turns. This is 22,000 turns. 32 gauge. I think 32 gauge is a nice round universal wire. Yeah, I'm thinking I will set this one up. I might not do it tonight, but heck yeah, get a nice generator circuit happening here with the coils that I do have. Short of making a whole new barrage of coils, I'm just going to use what I have. And they're all going to be different, and I don't care. I really don't give a Ouija's heat that they're all going to be different. They're on a generator circuit. Who cares? Woo! Something's smoking. It's not smoking, that's not what I mean. I mean it was like rubbing, friction burn. The pole is chafing on the side here. Woo! Now you see here with the two pulse motors being pretty close together, right? Now I had a bigger one with 4 cubes in it. I'm pretty sure you've all seen it with the donut on top. It's really well centered. It's not like this one all flopping around and stuff. Well, I put this coil in the middle, you know, like right here. And I had a nice long hole in there, you know, a nice long core. Went to about right here on both the motors. There wasn't a coil here, and there wasn't a coil here, so it went to about right there. And this was in the middle, and I turned them both on, and I got about 16 volts in the center off of these two pulse motors, just because the core was in the vicinity at 0 point. At 0 point. I mean, the core was at 0 point. Now I might have been getting like some fringe benefits. I mean, talking like very fringe from the magnetic field of the permanent magnets. But I'm pretty sure just from it stroking the core on both of these that it was getting its power from the core, from magnetic flux alone, basically. It was pretty sweet. And all I did was hook the multimeter up to the coil. I'm pretty sure I could have lit like a couple of these 12-volt LEDs without a problem. Like a whole string of them. I could have lined up like 6 or 7 of them together. Oh man, so cool. Can't get enough. See, I was really like worried about doing the stream tonight because my brother hasn't been around. My kids were having fun tonight, and I was having a blast. I got a lot done. I wasn't sure if my moderators were going to come around. They ended up coming around, and it's been a great night. You like the shirt, man? Yeah, no, Peter, dang. It's 20 gauge wire, and the small one is 30 gauge. This wire over here is 16 gauge. So it's 20. Briggs. Yeah. Yeah, I take pills to help me sleep. Florida. I remember when I went down to Florida, I was in a timeshare, and we bumped into these brothers, right? And they were just having a great time. They invited us over to their timeshare, and we arrived just in time to watch them beat the crap out of each other with all of the stuff. They beat each other up with ironing board. They punched holes in the wall. They punched a hole in the freaking door. I mean, these guys totally destroyed this place. It was a great time, man. It was a great time. Because we were young, and I don't know, I think we were kind of scared. Because I don't know, literally they were beating each other over the head with an ironing board. Ironing board. Oh man, really like rough housing, having a good time, fun. I don't even know. It was a great time. And then all the classic, Tampa Bay. My grandma lived down there, near Jupiter, and her and my grandfather's wedding was the biggest thing from Wisconsin all the way to Florida. And man, it's just a tragic tale of woe and lots of love and all this stuff. And then wham, we're here. It's today. Oh my God, what happened? I was just reminiscing. It's kind of like that when you get older. It's like, oh my God, my kids were just 9 and 5, and now they're 7 and 11. Overnight, when you're older, it happens overnight. And it happens even faster if you're into your kids and you do things with them. Yeah, so, and really, man, I mean, I had somebody tell me and kind of look at me cockeyed like a look like Bunzo the clown, you know, and you're just about ready to pop him, and you know he's gonna pop back up, right? You just pop him, he's gonna pop back up, right? You know what I mean? you just if somebody actually has the balls to talk about somebody else being a parent, I will remove those for you, no problem. No problem, man. You have no right, none, to be talking about anybody else being a parent, especially if you don't have kids. Shut your mouth. Shut up. Your opinion is not appreciated. I care about my kids a lot. Do I have thoughts about them being maybe better off with somebody else? Of course I do. I'm a broke ass person who plays with pulse motors. Of course I think that every once in a while. But I spend lots and lots of quality time with my kids. And I don't deserve my kids, man. They're freaking almost. And I don't mean they're almost perfect. I mean they're perfect to a point where I feel like what did I do to deserve these kids, man? They're awesome. So, you know, and yeah, man, I'm the first person that'll step up and knock your two front teeth out for being a douchebag. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. And it doesn't matter where. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, man. You're wrong. Okay? And I mean, just the way that, people, you think you know people, and then the next day, nobody that you knew the day before even talks to you anymore. It's like, and you didn't even do anything except maybe get fired from a job or something like that. And to get fired, you did things that you won't do again. You know in your head and in your mind and in your heart that you are not going to do these things ever again. But it doesn't matter. The damage is done. And the damage might be done. But I mean, that's just how it is. People are stubborn in their beliefs. Would I do time for my kids? Yes, I would. Would I do everything to stay out of jail for my kids? Yes, I would. And I would do. That's why I live in a nice neighborhood, because I don't want to have to be in a situation where I have to put my life on the line for my kids. I don't want to be in that situation. So hopefully I don't have to, but living in a nice neighborhood. And that's pretty much it, man. It's just me and my kids and a few homies, and that's it. You want to get in, you want to talk, you want to be cool, that's cool. We're expanding. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Usually I stay pretty focused on what I'm doing, but this is Pulse Motor Mayhem. Oh no, it's not. It's the shaft rubbing against what is considered to be free air space and space. It's not spinning fast enough for it not to make noise. Is what's really going on. There's friction there. And maybe this one's making noise. I heard that. This one's pretty good though. So this one, there's a little hum to it, right? That's what you're talking about, the noise that it's making. This one, it's making even less noise than that one. And the only noise I really hear is the shaft grinding against the side of the flange that it's resting in. Now why this is making such little amount of noise is I swapped the trigger coils. So this trigger coil is for this coil and this trigger coil is for this coil. Voila, the noise is gone. It's not noise from the motor, it's rattling. It's not, it's nothing I can really do anything about right now. But I tell you right now, it's not from the motor itself, it's from the actual shaft rattling. Now right there, this is 12 volts in. 1.7 amps. Look at how bright that light is. Oh my god, I'm being blinded by that thing. So yeah, this one is not running appropriately. This one right here is, it's a secondary motor though. So it's running off the extension cord, two extension cords really. See, there's two SGs on this one. There's two SGs here. There's one SG here. So one SG from here goes to here, and one SG from here goes to here. And then both of these get hooked to this one, and then this one gets hooked to this one. And that's probably what's causing all that to happen, is having the double SG on that. I'm just thinking, what else can I do? I could do that. Let's think here. So we'll hook up the gyro too. So this SG is going to go and I will pan I'll pan over to so now I'm taking the SG from having two on the black one over here to having one on the black one and then one on that gyroscopic. It's not going to gyro until I have it up to like 35 volts, but it'll pulse motor. Yeah. I bet the debunker doesn't even know how to debunk. Just gonna come at you. Oh, this is fake. It's a scam. Okay, tell me why it's a scam. Tell me why it's fake. Yeah, don't get me started, Tom. Seriously, buddy, don't get me started. Did I miss something? I don't know, man. I missed something. I don't know, man. I thought you were talking to me. Yeah, I wore my mic in there one time. Oh, my bad, Tom. I thought you, yeah, my fault. You know I haven't been looking at what's going on here, right? And then I turned around and I saw that. I was like, oh, shit. Well, my fault. My fault, man. So we're hailing to you live from the D in Michigan. Usually I have my brother with me. He is AFK, away from the AFP, away from the phone. Oh man. Anyway, it's gonna be really tight because I only had 68% on my phone. See, man, my hands move faster than the camera can capture. See? Alright, I want to do a demonstration. I know we're doing pulse motors and everything like that, but I feel good right now. So we're going to do something that I don't normally do. Before I go. See that easel over there? It's very stiff right now. Not too stiff. Let's stiffen it up a little bit. Alright. So, you all seen this before, right? It's not just a push. It's not just a push. The fuck is math? Will you please ban this guy? Alright, man, I've had enough of the bozos for tonight. Oh my god. And it's been such a great night, guys. Awesome stream tonight. Screw you, Tom. The guy said I did math. What the fuck is math? Alright, dude. And that's how we deal with that. Anybody else? You want me to dance? And if it doesn't come from me, Keys, you don't need to worry about it. I say nothing is free. And we exist on so many different spectrums. If you could only see what I see. What up, though? Yeah, I'm really having a great time with you guys. You're a really lively bunch. I really appreciate all of you, actually. You're keeping me pumped up. Hey, what's up? Gaming Life Vibes. I love it. I do Diablo. I did a lot of Diablo 3. Did a little bit of Diablo 4. Did a lot of Lord of the Rings online. You know, that kind of stuff. Fuck yeah, Tom. Lotro, that's right. Oh my god, he's human! Or not. I mean, if I was like really human, I would have a tendency to forgive people for their mistakes. Wouldn't I? I don't think God has any interest in forgiving you for your mistakes. I really don't. He's like, here's the book, man. You follow it or you don't get in. The only one selling you an indulgence is the church. Whose world is this? That's a question I'd like to ask. Whose world is this? Kayla. Oh my God. Hi. Hola, Christopher. Yo, Noah. What up, my man? It's my world as I see fit. I like that answer. I really do. It might even be the truth. But you know, deep down, it's all about sharing. Are you able to share? Because if it is my slash your world, you have to share it with everybody else. Oh, you don't want to go the other way, B. Because it's not your world, it's my world. And you definitely want me to share with you, don't you? We're making love to pulse motors. And we're sharing our opinions tonight. Obviously. Share away. This is awesome. Never been more invigorated doing a live stream ever. See, that's trying to lift up out of there. I can see it trying to fly out of there. Is this a freaking Rain Man joke? Thomas Kent? I love Rain Man. It's a great movie. Haha. Very funny. It was a great movie, though. Now, where were we? You want to know what my favorite, like, pictogram is? It's where Obadiah Stane and come on, man, the one movie with the armor guy. Iron Man 1, Obadiah Stane. He's looking down at Earth like this. He's in the suit. He's looking down at the globe. He's asleep, man. At least he said he was going to chill out. Portal. Portal Demon? Portal? They're rotors. Thomas Kent. Wow. Is that a play on National Treasure, dude? Man, you are all about the movies, dude, I'm telling you. I don't need a machine to open a portal, dude. All I need is, we need to do a seance. We need to get a really famous singer to come back to life and sing us a note that'll crack us a portal into another dimension. Yes, I'm talking about Chris Cornell. His voice could open a portal to another dimension by singing the note in between a note, on top of a note, and then voila, you're an entirely different person. A-E-L. A-E-L. Young one. A-E-L. Michael. A-E-L. Michael in some meanings means likened unto God, right? Of course, I don't consider myself like God at all. Mm. Yeah, that's right. I'm from the 90s. I make sound effects. It happens. And you know who else made sound effects? And you're probably not even going to believe this, but Bruce Lee made sound effects, and you know why he did it? To confuse and distract his opponent. So they were focused on the sounds that were being made. He was so fast that all you needed to do is distract the mind for a moment, and he has his opening. I just had to cut loose. I've been doing pulse motors almost for a year straight now, and I needed to talk about something else. So thank you for letting me unload. No, I don't, Thomas Kent.
Terry's in here?
Yes.
Shit.
Oh, I'm just so happy about this freaking rotor, man. I'm stoked.
Bye.
All right, so there's Dalrath. All right, let's see if we can get this rotor. Isn't that beautiful, folks? Each one of these little holders here is a gyroscopic holder for a magnet. All right. Now, if I can just trigger with these weak magnets that are in here, that would be sweet. That would be so awesome. Let's see what happens here. I don't think it triggered. But we will find out. Now I do have 20 of the magnets that'll fit in here coming tomorrow. It costs $30. But yeah, I think having the more filling that out will be really fun. You saw the holes in the top of that rotor, right? Now, when you say purpose, Thomas Kent, what exactly do you want to know? Purpose is a really broad freaking word. What do you want to know? Yeah, we need more magnetic field. We need more magnetic. The use is my personal satisfaction. The use, no. And I knew that's what you were getting at, Thomas. You just ask, are you trying to create free energy? I will tell you right off the bat, no. You do not need to beat around the bush with me, dog. Yeah, man, I know better than to boast free energy, man. It's not. Back off, John. Seriously, dude. It'll take a while for the redness to go away. Sorry, Ramon Ramirez. We don't do free energy here, man. Bye. If that's why you're here. You need to leave. It's a great hobby, man. You meet wonderful people. Heck yeah, man. I'll tell you straight up, man. I don't do this. I mean, yeah. Look at what I got. I mean, yeah. Okay, I'll put a fucking few coils around here, and I will say, look at what I got, and then I'll explain to you why it's that way. I'm not going to tell you that, oh, we just made this out of thin air and we got all this energy and it's creating a vortex in the middle of my table and we're going to burn the whole entire universe down. And it's all going to be one frequency from here on out, people. No, that's not what we do here. I love this rotor. I love this rotor, man. This rotor is beautiful. Look at those stripes. That's freaking awesome. I love this one too. This is a little 6 1/4 inch rotor with the 4 magnets. Oh, so smooth, man. It is so smooth. The only thing that I can really do to make it smoother is maybe put some graphite powder down that hole. And yeah, it's like, hey, man, you should have used the standard. I don't even know what the frickin' stuff is called, man. I had to piece this all together and find it on the frickin' internet without knowing what any of this shit is called. Okay? Right there, man. I didn't even know it was called a transistor when I started. All I knew is that I wanted the thing to spin without me spinning it. That's all I knew. And I figured out most of it on my own. I figured out a lot of it doing these streams. Figured out a lot doing videos. Yeah, that's awesome. Sweet. And it's only stopping because there are cores in the coils and it's not turned on. All right. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? And please state it in the form of a question. Because if you act like you know and you really don't know and I call you out on that, you got to live with that. So please state your Whatever you want to know in the form of a question. All right, I'll turn it on for you. I'll turn it on for you. The only one that's going to work right now is this one in the middle. The other one I'm working on, I could. Once we get more magnets to put in these slots, this one will work a lot better than it's working right now. But I got a perfect thing to put in here for right now. But I'm going to have to cut this in a minute because my phone is about to die. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Another fucking bozo. Alright. Maybe that isn't it, something going on with the circuit. I don't like that. I think that big black one spins a lot better than both of those do right now, anyway. I like this one the best though. It's a 12 slotted rotor for 12 magnets. And it spins like a champ. Right. Now, what would be nice is some top stabilization, like I always want. But in order to do that, I gotta build something that goes around it like this and then comes up on top and has a bearing on it. And it's gotta be secured to the ground or it doesn't count. Or it's not, it doesn't really count as stabilization. That's pretty good. I like that. So this is a 4-magnet rotor. Everything's facing north. It's a 20 gauge coil. 20 gauge coil with 30 gauge trigger strand. These are bifilar, round parallel. There's no twisting going on here, so it's just a parallel wind. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That one. And they're running off these two SGs right here. Let's say these have their SG extension cords. One's feeding this pulse motor over here, one's feeding this one. Yeah, that's not working. But you see how fast it is. You see it's still spinning, right? This one will spin, like, the bearings are really, really good. And you know why I think that this one is the only one that's going to work right there? Because it has magnets that are power enough to trigger, which is a 26 gauge strand instead of a 30 gauge or a 32. And in order to have it be timed, and being not the same rotor as this one, and yada yada yada, you need the trigger coil plugged in. Because this one and this one are never going to sync. It's never going to happen. Look at that. See? Once that trigger starts popping, everything's good. And that's just at 9 volts. So that's awesome. Man, I don't know. I'm excited. Probably gonna go to bed early tonight and get up early in the morning. So all the SG works. Yeah, if you look on my channel, you'll be able to find my email address. If you email me, I will send you the Discord link. Yeah. Yeah, you the man, Tom. Thanks for hanging in here after I've been occasionally ripping you to shreds. My bad, dude. I didn't mean to do it. I lost somebody else like that. And I want him to come back. I turned around and I had no idea what was going on the screen, and I was like, well, yeah, man. I thought he was talking about me, and like I thought you were talking about me, and it's like, whoa, whoa. Because people like to do that. No, no. I did not hear that from Tom. And I did not hear that from Lucas either. But, man, Lucas, I turned around and I just lit him up, and he didn't do anything wrong, man. He did nothing wrong. And I apologize. I apologize in the comments on the stream, and I'm like, dude, you gotta come back. And he's like, never talk to me again. It's alright, though. I mean, I deserve that. I love, though, how I can turn the power on up to 12 volts, and this one won't start, but this one will go. Oh yeah, and I do have 2 lead acid batteries on their way to my house right now. They're just 12 volt and 9 amp hour batteries, but I got 2 of them coming. And that should be kick all this stuff right off. You know, we'll have our battery swap going on, and the pulse motor can go forever then, right? I mean, that's the point of all this, right? Is that the SG machine is supposed to swap energy back and forth from 2 batteries and use energy in between that and then restore it all. It's supposed to, the spikes are supposed to restore the energy. Oh man, I wish I could like put it out there right now. My brother usually does all this stuff. Here, let me see if I can Okay, this is alien to me. So could somebody please put my email address in the chat? Maybe I can do it with my phone. I tried to do it with a computer, but yeah, but if you go to my channel and then you go to the about, it's like the three little dots right next to the intro. It should have all the data about my channel, including my email address. All right, look, you got Noah. Will you put my email address in the chat? MPHATTONJR@gmail.com. If you drop me an email, I will send you our Discord link. We are a small but growing community. MPHATTONJR at hotmail or at gmail.com. My bad. All right, and thank you, sir. Yeah, it's there. It's on the about page. You're fine, dude. It's okay. Anybody else who wants to join up? There it is. All right, so we're going to go with 12.9 in. Everything wants to move. All right, now let's see what is on this circuit, extended and short-sided. We've got an SG running this pulse motor from energy that's filtering through this motor right here, which is not running. It's also running that light. This SG is running this motor and that light. Now with those two running, it's at 15.2 and 0.4. That light is bright. This motor is running pretty good. That motor is running all right. 1.6 amps. Look how bright that light is, man. That is phenomenal. It's 100. That's a 100-watt light bulb over there. So I will work on some top stabilization. Virtually, it'll be 2 legs. It'll take the place of coils, or I'll have it go farther out. But anyway, it's just going to be two legs and a bearing, just for top stabilization. And probably won't stabilize it too much, but it'll stop it from wobbling a little bit. Almost all of it. I used to make all my rotors from there was a company called Sato Laser Drilling. 1.21 gigawatts. Gigawatts. My bad. I think they call it gigawatts in the movie though. Thank you, Tom. I'll get to you as soon as we close up here. And I'm gonna have to close down shop pretty soon. So thank you all for coming out. We do pulse motors, electrical things here. We have some fringe ideas sometimes that we talk about. Yeah, man, if you want to lay down the line about what you think, you have an opinion about any given topic, we're going to stay really, really sharp. Please don't share all what you want to share. Keep it respectable. But yeah, I'm not saying don't share what you want to share. I'm just saying let's keep it on topic. Today was a real free-for-all day, and I hope you all enjoyed the stream. My moderators are really, really cool. We got Peter Hall Effect 2.0. We got Noah. And we got myself. We got my brother. He just hasn't been here today. His name is Chris. Why don't you go smoke some crack, boy? Think I'm slow? Get the fuck out, man. Yeah, please don't make any comments about drugs or meth or anything like that, man. This is not what we are about. You are, dude. Learn how to speak English. Life. You don't even have to speak it. Just type it. And then ASF is not English. It's an acronym for as fuck. Don't do that. Thank you. It's not like we don't know what that stuff means. Right? It's not like we don't know. So why don't you just step up and say something? Then get smacked down, because that's how it happens. Nah, I'm probably going to get punished for this one. All right. Love you guys. Peace out. Have a good night. Bye now. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you.